So we finna. Listen, I've been working on something new. Hold on, let me send this to chill, chill. Okay, so I know the live had froze. I think I should have wrote this down somewhere else first, cause I don't know how I'm supposed to do this now. But I've been working on this new song, and I want to start off by sharing the new song. I wonder if I could do dual screen, because then that way I could sing the song while I tell you. So I've been working on a new song. I am gonna be traveling in the middle of this month again, and so I've been working on a new song, and the new song is called. Let me make sure my volume is up. And the new song is called "Is There Room?" And so the words to the song are: Is there room? I need room. Make some room. Okay, let me cut this mic on. Testing, testing. Testing, 1, 2. Testing, 1, 2. So the words are: Is there room? I need room. Make some room. Give me the grace to take some space. Oh, you're up. I thought you were asleep. Is there room? I need room. Make some room. Give me the grace to take some space. I need. Wait, give me. Wait. Is there room? I need room. Make some room. Give me the grace to take some space to find my place. Heal this trauma. Let go this hate. Find my tribe. Establish a base. We're mostly made of water. They call us sons and daughters. But there's also in between our reality and dreams, the seen, the unseen. Sex organs don't determine which way I'm going to lean. Please understand I'm still a part of the plan. Honor my ancestors, whether woman or man, erasing the line in the sand. Both hold my hand, as above, so below. Please give me room to grow, as within, so without. That's all I'm talking about. Is there room? I need room. Make some room. Give me the grace to take some space, to find my place. I am both sun and moon, pink and blue, Oshun, Ogun. I need room. Ashe, Ashe, Lelem Lele, purple ones, rise. So, what I have been reflecting upon and what I woke up with on my mind after I went to the altar and I, set my intentions and I thought about, the world how I wanted to move in this world today, how I wanted to engage with the world this day. I was sitting up thinking about how we're taught that marriage between a man and a woman is the highest form of love in this reality. And no tea, no shade. Well, it might be shade. This reality it ain't really all that. So saying that a bond between a man and a woman, a cisgender woman and a cisgender man is the highest bond in this reality. The reason why that is promoted and the reason why that is consistently said is because a cis woman and a cis man can come together and create laborers for this reality. Their love keeps this reality going. It keeps us trapped here. It keeps they every time they put the key into the door, every time they put the key into the yoni, every time they connect in that way, they summon us from wherever we are to here. And we gotta go through this. And I don't hate this world, but I'm not. I know that this isn't the best that there is. I know that this isn't all they got to offer. I know this ain't the top of the heap. You understand me? So yeah, I'm rethinking that whole, man and woman, cis man, cis woman, or person born with a penis and person born with a vagina coming together, even as it regards trans people. Like when a trans woman and a trans man come together and create children, you would think that the baby was going to be special because they have some experience with the community, but a lot of them, they raise their children to be just like these people. Trans men raise their men, raise a lot of them raise their sons and their daughters with the same antiquated values that align with this system. Just because you're a trans couple, it doesn't mean that you are going to somehow be forward thinking and you're going to cultivate your children in a way that nurtures them to see beyond. Now, I have met trans people who are raising children whose children are more thoughtful, who are more respectful because they were influenced, because they had trans parents. But I want to be clear that doesn't guarantee that you're not going to be, you're not going to do some you're not going to instill some sus things in your child. Um, I didn't want to make this live long, so I'm not going to be on here for hours today. I don't even think I'm going to be on here an hour. I want to, sing a little music, share a little joy, and I want to celebrate being completing the first season of Surviving the Rainbow. I wanna give a shout out to that, completing that. Big up to me and Anadia for doing the damn thing and starting a task, setting our intentions, and completing it. When I first got the idea to do Surviving the Rainbow, it was going to be messy. And I was in a process of, I was in a healing space, and I was looking for something. I think, if I'm being honest and holding myself accountable, um, sometimes I get caught up in these moments where I feel like I have to prove something to the world. Like I feel like I owe the world something. And I'm happy that my mind is no longer being like trapped there, like trying to prove something to the world when really I just need to be trying to prove something to myself. Like improving something to myself, then if other people resonate with it, then that's beautiful. But, I think that because we're indoctrinated to think less of ourselves, because of our melanin, because we're trans people, because we're queer, all of these things, we're indoctrinated to believe that we don't have value and that we don't matter. And so it gives us this mindset of we have to constantly try to prove things to people. And I don't have to try to prove anything to anybody. I don't owe anybody anything. I don't owe people. I don't have to prove anything. I don't have to work hard to show you. I don't have to, like, if you want to live a certain way, kudos to you. If you want to be extremely wealthy. Now let me tell you what I do want. I do want some land, and I do realize that I'm gonna have to become more business minded if I want land. I want community. I want to be able to build community, and so that's gonna cost money. You unfortunately, right now we're not living in a reality where you could just say, "Hey, give me that plot of land right there." And who knows? Maybe I will be able to manifest like that. I'm not gonna cut myself off at the foot. I'm not gonna say that. Guala la fitun babosa yaktao. I'm not gonna claim that. I'm just gonna say right now it's looking like I need to get on this money train. That's what I'm gonna say. But I'm not gonna cut myself off like that. If I keep fasting and I keep focused and I keep being intentional, the ancestors might open a door and I might just be able to say, give me that land, give me that right there, and it will just be given to me. So I'm not going to take that off the list. I'm not going to speak in a way that limits myself in that way. Amen, and woman. But um, and I'm gonna be honest. I started watching the video with T.S. Madison and Hope Giselle, and I watched it. I watched like the first 20 minutes of it. I think I'm gonna finish watching it today, but I watched some of the, because I love Duran Bernard. I watched some of that video, and I of course watched the Lil Nas X video. And and I left a comment under the video, because I love Lil Nas X. I would love to like talk to him and communicate with him and just you know speak some wholeness over his life and just encourage him, because just from what I saw from him in the interview, he have a beautiful soul. And if I was able to get the opportunity, I would love to, just like speak life to him and speak encouragement to him. But I want to talk about the portion of T.S. Madison's video where she said, where she talks, like she got like the top of the show where she say, like talk your shit, like, and I think that, and this is not a dig at her or a jug at her, but it's just more so a reflection from what I pull from that. Like, I think there's projections happening on both sides. I think that some people are jealous of what she has. I think that some people are envious of her, and I think that some people are hating on her. Two things can be true at the same time. But I also think that on the other side of that, I think that there's some unhealed trauma there with her, because she feels like having access and having wealth and having all of these things, she somehow equates that to you being gifted and you being blessed by God, and this is and like that whole prosperity, those prosperity teachings, like, if you're not tapping into your gifts, and you're not favored if you're not living in a big house and driving a big car, and you're not wearing bundles, and if you don't have all of these material things, then God ain't working in your life. Like, you haven't tapped into your gifts. And that's the side, like, that's my only thing. Like, that's my issue with not just her, but anybody. Like, this idea that people are somehow not stepping their pussy up if they don't ascribe to those things, like if they're not moved by those things. like somehow the ancestors that they pray to, the angels that protect us and guide us are not moving in their life. All of us were not called for the same purpose. All of us do not have the same journey. All of us do not have the same path. And some of us, when our glow up happens, it looks different to other people. We're not all here to drive luxury cars. And we're not, and if you want that experience, you should have that. You should have whatever it is that your heart's desire. All of us were not placed here to live in mansions. All of us were not, that's not our goal. That's not, and success looks different to all of us. And that, and I think in the past, I have allowed my humanity to overshadow my intentions when I was speaking on her. And for that, I am mature enough to apologize. Like if I hurt anyone, but I feel like this: if you're rich, you could take a read. If you around here getting money like that, you could take a couple of jugs. Like you could take a couple of jabs. Like I feel like it's healthy for your ego, honestly. But that's just my opinion. People around here, poor and living below the poverty line and getting drug and getting red. Like after you get drug and red, you get to pull off in a BMW with heated seats. You get to go and lay in a king size bed with a nasty headboard. You get to walk around the mansion that the Shalot, bitch. You could take a couple of reads, girl. You could take a couple of reads, bitch. No, no shame, like Eddie be saying on TikTok. No shame. You could take a couple of reads, girl. Like when they was dragging Candy for Folded. Like I didn't like them dragging her because I think Candy voice is her own. I think Candy voice is her own, is her soul. Like, and y'all want people to sound soulless. Y'all want people to all sound like AI computers. And then when you get put out of work, you're gonna be feeling away. When you ain't got no job, when you're not valuable no more, then hey, that's what you ordered. That's what you signed up for. But yeah, y'all trying to take the soul out of everything. And so I laughed, I tee but at the same time, I saw the other side. I try to play the whole tape. And that's what I'm saying. Like, but I also feel like Candy could take a jug because Candy, you live very comfortably. You're quite comfortable. Quite comfortable. And this is no shade to wealthy people. But you shouldn't be pressed about getting red or drug a bit because after everybody done drug you, if you want to go to a spa treatment, if you want to go on a vacation to the Bahamas, Hawaii, if you want to leave the country for a little while, you have the funds to do so. You have the money to do top tier self-care. Whereas those of us who get drug on an everyday life because we just regular folks, baby, we have to do some real alchemy. We have to do some real alchemy. And so I do have a little bit more grace for people who live below the poverty line than I do for wealthy people, if I'm being honest. For that reason, for that sole intention. And so, yeah, that's the only thing that like I was getting to the part where Hope was talking about, as far as I made it in the interview, Hope was talking about how they accused her of stealing $11,000. And she was talking about, if you've seen her taste, then that $11,000 would have been gone if she spent it. And she said the lawyer messaged her and apologized to her, but she said Diamond Styles and somebody else, I think it was like, I don't know if it was a gay guy or somebody, they took the story and ran with it, and then the rumors got out that she was a scammer, and she said that the lawyer apologized in private but did not apologize publicly, and Diamond Styles and the other person have yet to apologize. And what I thought was interesting was the same way, the same way when T.S. Madison was on, when T.S. Madison had Lil Nas X on the show, and she was promoting him doing a Lil Nas Next X, and like she was, she was working, baby. She was hustling up on her next coin, like literally, and I felt like even when she was like, and this is just my opinion, and my opinion is not a law, but this was just what I thought. So when when Hope expressed what was going on with her and Diamond Morgan and the other person whose name I can't think of right now, um, she was like, "Y'all should do a panel. Y'all should do a sit down panel and discuss it." I was like, it give every day I'm hustling, hustling, hustling. Baby, you gotta work. Like, it was like every day I'm hustling, hustling. Cause where this panel gonna be at, girl? Who gonna be moderating this panel, T.S. Madison? Who's gonna be facilitating this panel, girl? So it was really, really giving me them C's. Like, it was just something I noticed. Like, she was really, she was like, y'all should do a sit down panel, and y'all should like be able to create space for y'all to like collectively heal, like for y'all to have that healing. And so I just found that interesting. But anyway, how did I get on that subject? Oh yeah, talking about my perception of wealth. So now I'm moving into this phase of wanting to entertain. And every time I talk about wealth, because T.S. Madison is one of the examples of black trans wealth that is the most notable in our community. Like, I don't really know what type of coin um Laverne Cox working with. Like, I don't really know what type of coin Laverne working with. I know she always got some Mugler on, but I don't know what type of coin, Laverne is working with, because Laverne likes to wear really, really nice clothes, but I do know that I don't know if all of those things are purchased or if they just let her model them to promote the brand, or if these pieces are being given to her to promote the brand. Like, if she's just like if she's modeling in some way. Like, I don't know what the tide is. I don't know if she's buying these pieces or if she's like modeling these pieces, or some of them are bought or some of them given to her. But we don't really know how Laverne lives because Laverne doesn't let you see her house and stuff like that. The most we've ever seen was Laverne sitting in one space and a fan blowing in front of her. But we really don't know how Laverne lived. And so, and I think that would be the only black transsexual or black trans person that I would think, personally is as visible, or more visible than Madison. And I think, so when we're when we're imagining what wealth looks like on a trans feminine person, T.S. Madison, a black trans feminine person, when we're imagining what that looks like, you can't help but pay attention to Madison. Like, it's kind of hard to not, reference her in a discussion about wealth and what wealth looks like. We don't have a lot of visible examples of Black trans wealth, to give us a model or to give us an example of how to show up as wealthy people. And now that I'm getting older, I'm gonna be turning 50 next year. I am I want I want land. I want land security. I want community. I want community around me. I don't really need to like travel and have a whole bunch of expensive things. I think that the world, like for people who live below the poverty line, everything is becoming so um everything is becoming so synthetic. And I think that in order to have a higher quality of source materials, you need land, and I think that it would be a lot of work to take care of that land because farming is not easy. So I definitely would need to be surrounded around people who have those type of values that can help me because I need to be motivated in that way. I'm not going to shy away from the work, but I do need to be around that type of community to help me to lean into that. Like, I need to be around people who are rooted in that way. I don't mind, getting out there in the mud and working. Like, since I've been staying here, for the past few months, I told them, you know, we don't get the mower to come motor yard and stuff. I get out there with the weed whacker, and with the weed whacker and the cutting shears, and I like cut the grass down, So I do yard work, but I want to be more into like growing things and nurturing things and caring for things. And I want to have the resources to do that. And I want to do it, I don't want to wait till I'm like close to 60 years old and actually have, land to be able to do that. And I travel a lot, I move around a lot. So, like, going to be a part of community gardens, if you understand how my mental is set up, once I become a part of something, I really like to see it through. Like, I'm not a person who just jump ship the first time. Like, oh, I'm done here, I'm good. Like, I really try to commit to things. Like, even things that sometimes aren't good for me. Like my loyalty is top tier. Like, if you are a person that gets my loyalty, if I'm loyal to you, you have to really, 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 really fuck up for me to chalk up the deuces on you. Like, you really, really, really have to do some foul stuff for me to chunk up I'm not a person that just be like, oh, the first night of stormy weather, I'm done with you. Now, it's true that you coming into my circle, getting close with me is not as easy as it used to be. You can't just be like, oh, hey, I want to be your friend and just run up and want to talk to me. Like, getting close to me is not as easy as it used to be. But once you're in, you really, 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 really gotta do some messed up stuff for me to be like, you gotta be consistently, like, you gotta be consistently messed up for me to be like, ah. You gotta be literally bringing me down for me to be like, ah. Cause I am a person who, baby, you say God is a God of second chance, baby, well, the mother and father together, a God goddess of chances. Baby, I do not throw in the towel on people just easily. Like I've had people telling me for years, you need to stop messing with that person. You need to leave these people alone. These people are bringing you down. These people are holding you back. Why are you doing this for these people? These people don't deserve your help. Stop helping these people. I've had that told to me for years, and I never would because I always think about what if it was me? What if the shoe was on the other foot? So I'm a person who is very forgiving, and I'm a person who tries to be very loyal. I'm not flaky. Y'all have seen me blow up with people on the internet, and y'all have seen us come back together. Why? Because I believe in community. Now, you got to consistently show me. Like, I'm not the person that's like, once a person shows you who they are, believe them. No, because I know that people could be in different seasons of their life. People could have lost a loved one. People could have lost their job. People could be going through something personally, emotionally. They could have just been diagnosed with something. People can be going through things that could affect how they show up, how they communicate, how they interact, how they engage. And so I do have grace for things like that. People could have a history of things that happened to them in their childhood that made them the way they were. So I do have grace for that. But at some point, grace have to run out. At some point, you gotta say, you gotta choose you. You know. So I am a loyal person, and I said that to say, like me going into a space, when I'm a part of a space, I want to see it through. I want to help it grow. But if I feel like I'm not being valued and I feel like I'm not being allowed, I'm not given autonomy, that is what makes me territorial. That's what makes me feel like, okay, you need to go over here and be in your own space. Like, you need to go over here and do your own thing because I'm not getting enough autonomy. I don't need to take over. But if nobody else is doing the work to care for the space or to nurture the space, and I'm the sole person who is helping to keep the space going or helping to nurture the space, like I'm truly being responsible for the place, then I definitely need more autonomy. And so I just feel like in this next leg of my life, I do love collaborating with people. I do love working with people. But I think in this next leg of my life, I need to focus it more intentionally on creating space in the way that I feel I'm called to create space. And I know that in that calling, there'll be room for they'll I know that I'm a person who has grace and I have patience. I am gonna set boundaries. I am gonna be intentional about having a solid foundation. I have respect for people who engage in certain activities, but I want to be clear. We're gonna be rooted in specific tenets. We're going to be rooted in specific tenets. And so it's not going to be shaming you if you work outside of those tenets, if you exist outside of those tenets, but don't be looking crazy when there are conversations had about the standards that we have, about the goals that we're working towards. It's not a condemnation of who you are. It's not condemning who you are. It's just expressing that this is the direction that we are moving in. This is the goal. This is our aim. This is our aim as a community. It's not about shaming you for where you at. So if you're a type of person, that's around here carrying shame from how other people treated you, then this practice may not be the best thing for you. Like, being a part of this practice means you have to be able to be accountable. And if you are drawn to this practice, then you're drawn to this practice because you see the direction, you see what the goal is, you see what is at the core, what is at the foundation. And so if you understand what's at the foundation, why would you want to come in and do something totally different at the foundation? That doesn't that's like that's optes. And we're still building a foundation. Now, once you build a foundation, you can have several rooms where different things go on in the rooms, but the foundation should always be the foundation. On a tree, they have branches that go in different directions, but the root, but that base of the tree, the base of the tree is not going in. Now it's connected to a network of roots from under the ground, but at some point it consolidates into one space and is rooted there. And so we're at the base and the foundation. You can't add 50, 50 million things to the base. You can't add 50 million things to the foundation. Once the foundation is secure, once the base is secure, then you start adding your rooms. Then you can start building branches. Then you can start going in different directions. And right now, Laylim Layler, Purple Thought, Purple Practice is at its base. And so we have to be very intentional about what we're saying at the core of this work, at the foundation of this work. Grand Rising. We have to be very intentional about that. And so I've talked for a minute. I want to I'm excited. I'm excited. I in June, I started talking about this earlier, and then I got sidetracked talking about land and resources because that is a recurring conversation as I, began to put my business hat on, and I've had the opportunity to study different businesses and people's business acumen and people's politic and how people do business. Like, I may not have been a business person because I didn't just jump in there like that. And I also was not trying to learn from the streets. And I also wasn't really necessarily trying to learn from, although, you can pull some things from there. I wasn't trying to learn from the institutions, and I wasn't solely trying to go off of street code. And so I think I've just been taking a lot of time to like really study, like, and witness and experience how other people do business. And so now that I am approaching this age where I feel comfortable putting my business hat on, talking about money and talking about resources and talking about wealth and talking about access, now I'm ready to have the conversation. Now I'm ready to talk about it because I feel like I'm in a space of maturity and in a space of development and in a heal space to be able to approach this topic because I want to talk about it thoughtfully, because I want to be the type of guide and the type of teacher and the type of community person that is not harmful with wealth and not harmful with access. And I'm not saying that I'm never going to harm people because that's just a part of life, but I want to do harm reduction. I want to be intentional about causing as minimal harm as I can. And so I'm definitely in this place of, approaching that because you have to have a business arm in order to sustain whatever it is that you're doing. And the practice needs to be sustained. And, I'm fiscally sponsored right now. We're fiscally sponsored right now. I want to be intentional about saying we because, it's not just me. Anadia contributes a lot to this. We would not be where we are. We received a grant this year. Yeah, we received a grant from the Trans Justice Fund this year. We're waiting to hear back from other grants. We received support from Rhodes. We've been receiving a lot of support from Rhodes in this past year. Like when I tell you, Nala Toussaint has been consistently showing up for me, sewing into this practice. And I am so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for all of the people. I'm grateful for the Black Trans Travel Fund, who has been helping us on our ambassadorship work. Like, people are starting to like really sew into us. I'm thankful, to be collaborating with the Deep Spacecraft, and we've been able to do this underground railroad thing, for almost a year. Like, we've been, building community, from the south to the east coast, and we've been on this journey, and so it's amazing, and big things have been happening behind the scenes. Everything is, of course, not for the internet, so we don't talk about everything. But yeah, a lot of things have been happening that have been, affirming and confirming this path. And we don't want Laylim Layler to be a welfare baby, for the next 7 years, for the next 8 years. Laylim Layler turned 8 last year. We want Laylim Layler to not be a an elitist practice, but definitely a practice that has a standard. Amen, a woman. Like it's not about elitism, because is when you feel entitled just because you got money. Just because you're not poor, you feel entitled. And that's not what this is. This is, yes, you want to say, oh, y'all still with the hierarchy, but it's about investment. I understand why I'm at the bottom of the food chain in America, because I don't support patriarchy. I don't support white supremacy. I don't support colonialism. I don't support racism. I don't support sexism. I don't support homophobia. I don't support transphobia. And I am not investing. If I can go, if I know I have to support capitalism in order to sustain myself in this reality. But I'm not showing up for any of that. I'm not speaking at your churches. I'm not speaking at your political protests. I'm not here for none of that. I'm not endorsing none of your politicians. I'm not doing none of that. So I know why I'm where I am. I know why I'm on the bottom in American culture. But believe you me, what I have been called to resurrect, I will not be at the bottom. I will not be at the bottom of a world where transphobia does not exist or it is not taking over. I will not be at the bottom in a world where homophobia has been minimized. I will not be at the bottom in a world that is not racist. I will not be at the bottom of a world that is not elitist and extremely capitalist. I will not be at the bottom of a world that is not patriarchal center. I will not be at the bottom of that world. Please understand that. Please understand that. Please understand that. Thank you so much for thank you so much for your thank you so much Persia version. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm so glad that you found my live and you wanted to come on here and share your thoughts. Thank you so much that you were moved and you're here now. Thank you so much. Thank you, Persia, for stopping by. So glad to have you. So glad to have you. We're so glad you were able to, stop by today. But yeah, I will not be at the bottom, I will not, and I know, some people who are still holding on to their trauma and they want to be rooted in chaos and they want to be rooted in a struggle and they want to be rooted in vengeance and wrath and mad. I'm not going to say that is not in me, but I'm not wasting it. I'm not wasting it on everyday stuff. I'm saving it so I could go nuclear. I'm not gonna waste that energy, and I'm trying to move out of, but don't get me wrong. In wholeness, you got to check folk. And that's what I'm learning. Even in your most healed form, you shouldn't be a pushover. At least not me. That's not in my DNA. And if it is in my DNA, it's definitely not the strongest part. I can't be no pushover. I can't be no doormat. And that's why I don't miss youth. I don't miss that season of my life. I don't miss being a youngster. Cause youngsters will be doormats for a coin. And they got some people who are not young in age, but they still young in mind. And so, age is not always a physical thing, it's a spiritual thing. And spiritually, some people are physically in their 50s, 60s, and 70s, but spiritually they're in their 20s. My God is God on today. I'm going to say that again for some of y'all because I don't think everybody got that. Some people are physically in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and spiritually, they're in their teens and their 20s. And so you can still manipulate folk like that for $1. But what I am trying to cultivate and what I've been called to help create and to help resurrect, it's gonna take a world of discipline. And so I've been praying more. I've been praying more every day. Like I pray multiple times a day. Today I have to pray 3 times. Yesterday I prayed twice. The day before that I prayed twice. And so during this fast, um, it's gonna be the most intense one that I've done, in my life. Because the hardest I've been able to go was like 10 days raw. I haven't been able to do like a liquid fast for more than 3 days. So I'm on the third day now of a liquid fast, and I feel really good. I feel I'm in a really, really good space. So we just, I'm not gonna say how many days it is in this video, um, but I have said it before for people who know. But I'm trying to be more intentional. I'm trying to be more disciplined. I'm praying, I'm praying all the time. I'm meditating all the time because if I want people to see the power of purpleness, if I want people to see the power of Laylim Layler, I have to model that. I have to model that. I have to I have to set that example. I gotta walk it like I talk it. And so if this practice it does not provide discipline, if it does not provide structure, if it's not providing those things, then what is it? And I have not been as disciplined as I could have been, and I have not been as structured as I could have been. And I'm not blaming anybody because at the end of the day, it's my responsibility. But I do want to say this: one of the founders, one of the people who was there when this word was spoken, in fact, the person who spoke the word, I was trying to respect her, and so a lot of things that I did with the practice, I I if you talk to a Nadia, like if y'all ever get a chance to be around us, anybody who are potentially coming into the practice, you can ask a Nadia. I don't really make that many decisions without talking to her. Like mostly everything that I do involving the practice, 99% of the stuff I do, I run it by her because I believe in collective consciousness. Now, before Anadia, I did the same thing with empathy. And this is not me shading her. I don't want people to make this that. And one of the things that we struggled with is when I say potato, she would say potato. When I say tomato, she would say tomato. And you can't build with that. Some people want to be free of everything, you know. And I'm not saying this is her. I'm saying that some people want to be free. Like they want to be free of accountability, free of responsibility, free of structure, free of like actually intentionally building out a space. And so we never could get a foundation because I was trying to respect the other person who was there when the word was spoken. I was able to, I think that we've been developing spiritual technology. We've been doing well at developing language and developing perspective, but we haven't been really able to get any structure because structure takes discipline. Structure takes ritual. Structure takes consistency. And so the practice was not growing because I was not able to implement some of those things because I was trying not to override another practitioner. I was trying to respect my fellow practitioner. I was trying not to look like a gatekeeper. I was trying not to look like I was taking over because I know that that's how some people feel about me, that I have a takeover spirit. And I didn't want to be that person. I was trying hard not to be that person. Also, I was wrestling with people are going to say, oh, that looked like a cult. Oh, she's starting a cult. Oh, they're starting a cult. That's gonna be unavoidable. Y'all gonna say what y'all gonna say. Long as I know I'm not over here brainwashing people, because you only gonna join the practice if you resonate with what I'm saying. How am I brainwashing you if you resonate? Again, this is not Marvin Sapp. I am not gonna be saying close the doors unless you coming up in here playing with me, trying to whoop on me. Then we could close the doors and we could squabble. We could squabble up. Because you're not finna be up in here whooping my ass. We could deal with this in house. But I'm not gonna be saying close the doors because I'm trying to trap you in here and I'm trying to make you stay in here. I'm trying to make you be a part of this. Baby, when you ready to leave, you could leave. You could go. Just know all of the passcodes and everything gonna be changed once you leave. All the security measures that need to be taken for us to feel safe is gonna be taken. But whenever you ready to go, bye. Safe travels. Good luck on your journey. Das vidanya. Avidazane. Aloha. Buenos noches. Arrivederci. Yeah. So nobody. This is not bad. So I was worried about people trying to say, "Oh, that's a code." Oh, Kaneen over there brainwashing people. No, not really. We over here collectively healing. And if you think having a standard, like, for example, and I want to say this while I'm on live. So I don't know if y'all see this blue ribbon that's on my hand. Last year I was at the Black Trans Family Reunion, and this it was in August, and I've been wearing this since August. It was a three shred thing, but now it's one shred because the dog head took a little off. But I gotta say, like, it was some alchemy in that. The intention behind us wearing it. I think I'm probably the one who's worn it the longest. But yeah, that thing been on my arm, and child, I've been defying gravity. I've been defying gravity these last 9 months. My God, it's God today. I've had it on about 9 months. Yeah, I've had it on about 9 months. What, 8, 9 months? Wait, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Wait, October. Wait, no, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, and then half of September. Yeah, almost 9 months. And so, like, I really feel empowered by that. I mean, I was surprised I was able to keep it on this long. I'm really trying to make it the whole year. I might not make it the whole year, but yeah, I felt the power of community with me. And like I said, this year I've been defying gravity. I've been doing things that I didn't know I could do, a man and woman. So I'm very grateful for that, and I'm humble for that. Before I get ready to close out, we're working on promotion for our summer solstice event. So for the first time, and I'm not bragging, but if I was on Outcast Outlaws, it's a lot of things that I could say that I was the first, but those things are not important to me, a man and woman. But I do want to, pop my shit, as T.S. Madison say on Outlaws podcast. And this is not even about, this is not a gimmick, this is not for show, but I am very happy that we're in a space to do this. So for the first time, and that I've seen in America, and I am turning 49 this year. We're not celebrating our birthdays. We both agreed to not celebrate our birthdays, but we're gonna celebrate the summer solstice. So Purple Prodigy's birthday is the day before mine, my biological father's birthday, and Purple Prodigy will be turning 29, and I will be turning 49. I'm exactly 20 years older than her. And we are not celebrating our birthdays this year. We are celebrating the summer solstice. So we're celebrating, she's going to be celebrating her 29th summer solstice, and I'm going to be celebrating my 49th summer solstice. How we're going to celebrate this summer solstice is we are going to recommit ourselves. Anadia has 4 years of celibacy, and I'm coming up on my 9 months. So this is a ritual that we want to do every 9 months as a symbol of our commitment to the sacredness of who we are. Every 9 months, we're going to have a commitment ceremony in which we will say vows to ourselves to honor ourselves. I wrote some beautiful words, but we're going to say vows to ourselves to honor our wholeness, to honor the ancestors who were a part of those ancient rites, like the eunuchs, did, pre-colonialism, BC, during Babylon when they tried to demonize that, but it was because female deities had power, and so our feminine deities are androgynous deities, and so we are resurrecting that rite of sacredness, and so we are recommitting ourselves during the summer solstice to saving ourselves, and we will only be with someone who is purple. So, it's not like nuns, like we do borrow from a lot of different religions, but it's not like nuns, whereas nuns can never have sex once they become a nun. That is not so what is called is a purple devotee. So you're a purple devotee. So there are two stations in this practice. You can be a gray devotee. A gray devotee has a little bit more leeway. You could get away with a little bit more. You can be a little bit more salacious. You could give a little bit more of a cut up. If you're gray, you wear your gray dress, you get your gray veil, you got a little bit more freedom. You know what I'm saying? But when you purple, when you're purple, and it's not based on, oh, I'm a sex change, oh, I got breasts, oh, I'm further in my transition. No, girl, you could be fully transition, girl, with titties and a vagina, girl, and still be a gray. You could be flat chested, ain't never took a moan in your life. Because it's not just for, this practice is not just for girls. But, in the cosmology, the divine feminine started off everything. And so, as above, so below, as within, so without. We are channeling the divine feminine. So it makes sense, it tracks that the founders and the foundation is showing up feminine. It tracks. It tracks esoterically. It tracks. It just tracks. It makes sense. We've been wanting males to show up. We've been wanting more masculine-centered beings to show up. But that's not who the practice is speaking to right now. And it tracks. Throughout time, it's always been a more androgynous, more feminine being that showed up first. They are the creators. They are the creators. Everything comes from them. And so spiritually, this practice being founded by beings who lean more into the feminine, it tracks. But there are male body beings who resonate with their masculinity and are more masculine centered. This practice is for you too. This practice is not just for feminine leaning beings. Although we will never be cast aside and we will never be reduced. We will never be a footstool. We will never be under you. We will never be subservient to you. And if you can't respect feminine-centered leadership, feminine-centered guidance, you should not be a part of this practice. If you are a red pill person, this is not the practice for you. If you are a manosphere person, this is not the practice for you. If you think that because you have a penis and you love having a penis, you're special, this is not the practice for you. Because this practice isn't rooted in genitalia worship. It's not rooted in genitalia worship. We don't exalt vaginas over penises, and we don't exalt penises over vaginas. We don't simp or pimp. We judge but don't condemn. We don't simp We ain't over here talking about the black woman is God. But we also ain't over here trying to act like we are God because we were born male and we rule over women like pimps. We don't simp or pimp. We judge but don't condemn. And judging is a part of staying safe. I can walk into a room and see people shooting up heroin, and I can make a judgment that nah, this ain't my room, this ain't my space. I got the roll out. That's a judgment. I'm not condemning what's happening in the room. I'm just saying, nah, that ain't for me. That's a judgment. The judgment was that it wasn't for me. I got the roll out. If a girl wanna go out at 12 o'clock at night and she wanna put on some booty shorts and she wanna go find boys and chase boys, I could say, well, girl, have fun and be safe, girl, but I ain't going. I'm good. She might feel judged because I am speaking in a way that's going to be protectful of me. You may feel judged, and it's a judgment. It's a judgment that's not for me. But I'm not condemning you. I'm not saying, oh, girl, you trash. Oh, girl, you a bum. Oh, girl, why you doing that? Oh, girl, that's tired. Girl, you need to stop. That's not my place. But I will make a judgment for my safety. We will make judgments for our safety. We will judge a situation for our safety. That's not condemnation. Don't confuse the two. Condemnation is when you put somebody down and you talk down on someone. To say something is not for you, to say, no, that's not my vibe, that's not for me, I don't really mess with that. That's a judgment. And some people feel judged when you separate yourself from the situation. They feel judged because you don't want to participate. And that's something you need to work out with your Savior, who you pray to, or a therapist. But that has nothing to do with us. So, like I said, and I'm getting ready to close because I done went over this hour and I still want to do some music. Yeah, I am, like, we're getting ready to do our recommitment ceremony, and I am so excited because this is going to be beautiful. You know how a lot of people, they dress up for their wedding to marry a cis man, or to, marry their lesbian lover, or to marry their gay lover, or to marry their non-binary person. Like, we're getting dressed up. We're going to look regal and we're going to look beautiful to make a commitment to ourselves. To commit to having discipline in our lives, to commit to fasting, to commit to being more prayerful, to commit to just safeguarding our energy and saving ourselves for someone who is on our frequency. And we're going to make those commitments every 9 months. And our partners are going to have to make those commitments too. And this is... This is something like, I'm thankful to trans people who have showed us how to get money. I am thankful to trans women who have showed us how to transition. I am thankful to trans women who have showed us how to be confident and how to walk in our power and how to be passable and all of those things. But there's one thing that I've never seen a trans woman teach us. There's one thing that I've never seen a trans woman model for us. I've never seen trans women model for us, and that is us being sacred. I've never visibly seen that. I've never visibly seen. I'm about to be 50 next year. And I've never seen that. I've seen us be sacred for patriarchy. I've seen us be celibate so that we could be a sidekick and a good thing in patriarchy. I've seen us wait on a man to fulfill us in patriarchy. I've seen that. I've seen girls save themselves and not ever have sex again and calling on Father, the Lord God, paying Jesus to uphold the giving their magical power, their unicorn essence to the very thing that has kept its foot on our necks. I've seen that. But to be a part of a practice that is preparing the bride, that is honoring the mother, that is putting the divine feminine intentionally back into the mix, that is honoring both halves of ourselves and treating ourselves as sacred and valuable and modeling that not just for other trans femmes, not just for other trans men, but also for the people who will pursue and want to have relationships with us, holding them to that same standard so that they may elevate into wholeness. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about it. And y'all could say, oh, it's a cold. Y'all could say, oh, it's this, oh, it's that, oh, it's this, oh, it's that. But let's see what the fruit of it is. Let's wait and see what that tree look like, okay? Because I know y'all going to be trying to sing y'all spirits, but we going to put bottles on trees for y'all. We going to put bottles on trees so we can catch them hanks. Some of y'all going to go in jaws. My God is God on today. We going to put bottles on trees for y'all. Kuala la fitunda babosa yaktao. My God is God on today. Yes. Let me do a little bit of that one. Let me see what it's giving. The Soul Family instrumental. I'm getting ready to go record this one.
Bluetooth.
I looked in that crack mirror, and what did I see? Pieces of me, you and me, unity, my soul family. Sometimes when I'm alone, grief calls to me like a siren song, asking me to come home from this world be gone. No more to roam, floating away into that great unknown. Free of this flesh, its aches and moans, leaving behind hearts of stone. But I take another look into that cracked mirror once again, and what do I see? Pieces of me, you and me, unity. clarity, my soul family. Each of you so different, but in many ways the same. Burdened by your own challenges, healing from that pain. We certainly had our trials, but our connection still remains. Stretch, strengthen, and sustain. So that old saying holds true. Nothing venture, nothing gain. I'm thankful for every life goal, giving me purpose and hope, helping me to stay afloat on days I couldn't cope. When my heart is racing with fear, overdose no longer here. This gift becomes clear every time I look into that pieces of me. You, my soul family. Now that I'm in this season of clarity, I know what we have is a rarity. It's not offered on worldly salary. We keep each other from the hillside of Calvary. Each of you a collision of egg and seed, both human and angel indeed. Whether coming down or rising up, I'm so glad our worlds touch, and loving you has helped me to see more than I ever thought would be. You're the source of my revelation, a foundation, add to this vision, a purple nation. Crack mirror, so there's no more cracks between you and me, just unity. All come together. Ba-da, 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 ba-da. Hey! Oh yeah, 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 oh yeah. See, music's supposed to make you feel like that. Music's supposed to make you happy. Like it's the frequency, it's the words, it's everything. Like music is supposed to, like singing is supposed to make you happy. Like you supposed to feel good. Like and I mean, some of us different things make us feel good. No tea, no shade. No tea, no shade. But I'm like, this is the frequency I'm on. This is my frequency right here. So if you want to know what frequency I'm on, this is my frequency right here, fed. That's the frequency I'm on. That's what type of time I'm on, boo. That's what type of time I'm on. Let's do that. Purple Questions is officially out. We're going to go ahead and hit y'all with that. And then we're going to do our closing song. Hey, yo, I'm about to alchemize, purpleize. Cause you know we about to rise. You say you home, but been acting like a half-Linus cap in this. What the fuck is happening? Thought you was tapped in. Got me asking if you been masking your truth. Or is it unhealed trauma activating from your youth? Hide behind toxic positivity. Shaming for purple proclivities. It's giving Jesus, please deliver me from the enemy. Whole time the enemy's the enemy. 50 cent logic, don't make dollar synergy. Always something in this trinity. We lost harmony, now I'm lacking empathy. But I get it from my mama though. I'm a little dancer, but I see how you move though. Use a necromancer, it's wild. When you remind them what they said, they go to digging up them graves and playing with the dead. It's wild. When you remind them what they said, they go to digging up them graves and playing with the dead. Digging up them graves and playing with the dead. Ha, ha, ha. So you the victim? Cause I share my drugs and I'm the villain. Cause I show tough love. Cool with me, I guess I rock that label. Cause I'd rather be the villain than the one who enables. So you the victim. Cause I share my drugs and I'm the villain. Cause I show tough love. Cool with me, I guess I ride the label. Cause I'd rather be the villain than the one who enables. Chilling from the party and ain't been splurging. Heading for the purple verse, new timelines emerging. Old wounds, it's the season of purging. Mastering this practice with precision of a surgeon. Ancestors with me, case them fools be lurking. I'm nympha, predator and prey. Eat off me each day, regenerate. Eat off me each day, regenerate. Standing on business, purple thought the witness, playing whole tapes. Mean what I say. How I give 100, yet you feel away. How I give 100, yet you feel away. But I get it from my mama though. I'm a little dancer, but I see how you move though. Using necromancer is bow. When you remind them what they said, they go to digging up the graves and playing with the dead. If you could tell you that I will, then you tell me that you can. If you could tell me who I am, then I could tell you who you ain't. Cause I'd rather be whole than a murderer saint. We don't simp or pimp, we judge but don't condemn. I acknowledge my masculine but rest in my femme. I mean he, she, now I'm they, them. I could be chill, laid back, or I could do the most. I'm from Louisiana, but be on that East Coast. If you don't want to hear my thoughts, then don't get too close. Cause when I play that tape back, it might feel like a roast. It's wild when you remind them what they said. They go to digging up graves and playing with the dead. And so you the victim, cause I shared my drugs and I'm the villain. Cause I show tough love. Cool with me, I guess I rock that label. Cause I'd rather be the villain than the one who enables. Check this out. I wanna give a shout out to my daughter. Yes, Barney, Bernicia, and Nadia, and Empathy. Love y'all. Purple thoughts, purple questions, purple answers. Answers. Purple thoughts, purple questions, purple answers, answers. Yay! Purple thoughts, purple questions, purple answers, purple answers. And even though Empathy and I are in a season of greatness, I will always respect what we have shared and what we have created together. I would have definitely not survived giving birth. It would have been a breech birth. Like Laylim Layla would not have been resurrected. I don't think I would have made it, if her and Fasola wasn't there. So, I will never take away again what she has contributed to the practice and the season, that she has been like a daughter to me, like being in my life. I pray for her continued growth. I pray for her continued healing. I pray for her to continue to thrive. And I have been hard on her and said harsh things to her because I held her to a standard, and everybody's not ready for that standard. And also, what I'm learning in this journey is you gotta stop seeing people how you want them to be, and you have to see them as they are. Somebody on this live, one of you three people on this live, you need to hear that. Because when you say sometimes when you say things, they're not for you as much as they are for somebody else. Somebody needs to hear that, so I'm gonna say it again. You have to stop seeing people how you wish them to be, and see them as they actually are. And if you don't have the capacity to see people as they actually are and love them from that space, now mind you, when you see them as they actually are, you may have to change the boundaries of the relationship. You may, for your own health, because that's on both ends. Like, she's in a season where I am triggering to her and I am harmful to her. And I'm equally in a season where she's triggering for me and she's harmful to me. Doesn't mean that I don't love her. Doesn't mean that I don't wish her the best. Doesn't mean that she doesn't love me, and it doesn't mean that she doesn't wish me the best. We're having growing pains. And You know, when you're having growing pains, you have to. Me and her both have extremely gigantic personalities, and so I love her enough to give her space to figure out who she is, who she's gonna be in this next chapter of her life, and she loves me enough to fall back and let me, become who I'm becoming in this next chapter of my life. And so I'm saying this because y'all are probably not gonna see her active, in the practice this year. I mean, what she do on her platform is her business. But like the central part of Laylim Layla, because she is not cut off from using the language or saying whatever moves her in whatever way. But over here we're doing what we're doing over here, and she's doing what she's doing over there. So yeah, you may not see us coming together collectively, you know, to do Laylim Layla things in this cycle. So before y'all start in my comments, because I saw somebody, in the comments, where's empathy? So before y'all start that, this was we there's not we're not yelling at each other and cussing each other out. This wasn't what happened last year. It's not that type of fallout. We really talk to each other maturely and responsibly. Like it's we both have grown. Like she has grown. So it's not what you think it is. It wasn't, oh, you bitch and da da da. Now there was a conversation where some words were said that I didn't say with Will. There has been a ugly conversation that has happened between us, but that was not the last conversations. Like we've had conversations after that, and those conversations were like literally the last thing since the last time we talked, the last words that we said to each other was she said I love you and I said I love you too. So those were the last things that we said to each other the last time we communicated I love you. So understand that we're in a season where she needs to spread her wings and she needs to explore who she's becoming. And I'm in a season where I am taking root. And like I've been kind of like floating. Like I've been dedicated to Laylim Layla these whole all these years, and I've never strayed from the practice. But it's kind of been like a floating island. It's kind of been like a floating island. And now I'm intentionally being rooted. And when you're rooted, you build. It starts to become tangible. Like Laylim Layler has existed in an intangible way. Laylim Layler has not been um, in brick and mortar. It has not taken on a physical space. It has just been wherever I brought it. But now it's time. Like I said, I don't want Laylim Layla to be a welfare baby no more. And I'm not shaming welfare babies. I'm not putting that down. I just think that Laylim Layla Purple Thought deserves to have a different experience. A man, a woman. Laylim Layla needs to encompass and maneuver and needs to know how to navigate a whole bunch of different spaces. And so it's time for Laylim Layla to experience something else in this trimester of their existence. And so Laylim Layla has kind of been like a floating entity for the first 7 or 8 years. And I think that's beautiful because, that's how I think we should be with, actual biological children. I don't think we should lock them down to like structure and labels. I think the first 7 or 8 years, they need to just be. Like, like I think you should just be allowed to be. Hold on one second. Please recharge. No power. Please recharge. Yeah, I don't think there should be stipulations. I think you should be I think children should be free like around that age, that like Like, yeah, don't hit people, don't curse people out, don't talk to people crazy, like that type of structure. But like, um, boxing them in and telling them they have to be here and they have to do this and they have to do it like that and they have to look like this and they have to look like that. I don't think that you should do that to children. You should teach them how to respect other people, how to be courteous, but you shouldn't be trying to label them and box them. And so I think that this was beautiful for Laylim Layler. I think that this was beautiful for Purple Thought to just kind of like be, I carry it with me. It's in my spirit. Where I go, I show up. I'm Laylim Layler. I'm represent Laylim Layler. But now it's time to put roots down, and it's time to give Laylim Layler a foundation, and it's time to build. It's time to build Laylim Layler up. It's time to build Purple Thought up. And so that's the phase that we're in now. And empathy is in a different phase in her life. She is not in a she's not in a space to focus on that. She's not in a space to consistently give her energy to that. And I respect that. Now, as a mother figure to her, as someone who has mentored to her, that was hard for me, and I knew that we had to create boundaries, and the dynamic of our communication had to change, and that was hard for me. And so yes, I did say things to her because I felt let down. I felt disappointed. I did say things to her that some people would say, "Oh, well, you shouldn't have said that to her." I did because I poured a lot into her. I love her, and again, you have to see people as they are, not as you want them to be. And so, um, I will always have love in my heart for her. And if I have an overflow, she will benefit from that overflow. If I'm ever wealthy, or if I'm ever coined, if I ever have a nasty coin, empathy's gonna be good. I'ma always look out for her if I have it. She ain't gonna never be like, oh, it's never gonna be, oh, Kaneen don't fuck with me. Oh, I was hungry, or I didn't have this, and I reached out to Kaneen and I said da da da, and she told me no. I pray to God, God, it never be like that between us, and that's why we have to learn when to take space. There's other dynamics that have come into place, you know, with our relationship that are challenging. And there's other dynamics, like there's relationships throughout my community that are being challenged. And I'm not going to speak on those relationships right now. I'm not going to speak on those relationships right now. Um, but just know that if I am calling you community, I am going to try to speak about you in a respectful way. I'm going to try not to put salt on your name. As you can see in this video, as I'm healing, I'm even managing to talk about T.S. Madison in a more thoughtful way. And, I'm going to say this about her and then I'm going to let it go. You would think that T.S. Madison would totally understand some of my language around her. Like you would think that she wouldn't be upset about anything that I've ever said about her, as ruthless as her tongue can be to people that she don't even know. Like she literally nicknamed Wendy Williams by Bartholomew and all of that. And you can't convince me that she wasn't doing, like, I don't know if she knew what she was doing, but like she was a part of the spell work that put Wendy through all of that. Like she was casting the spell with everybody who was dragging Wendy. And I'm not gonna say that that may not have been karma for Wendy, because Wendy was dragging a lot of people, but I do believe that T.S. Madison was a part of the the group of the group of incanters that knocked Wendy Williams off of her throne. I definitely believe that. And so why wouldn't why would that's what's always shocked me about her being upset over my commentary on her or the things that I've said about her. Because if you go through all the videos where I've talked about her and I've literally really, really talked about her, if you go through all of those videos, I have maybe called her a coon. I called her a coon a couple of times. But I've called a lot of people coons. And I've made songs on my own Facebook saying, everybody plays the coon. Sometimes, no exception to the rules. So if I'm saying everybody plays the coon, and I'm saying we all have to tap dance a little bit, I do think she gives super coon tease sometimes. And that's my opinion. But I'm saying everybody coons. Everybody does a little hop, shuffle, step. Everybody do a little tap dance. I think that she's, a top tier coon? Why would you be upset about that? If I could admit that I coon below the poverty line, and here you are living in a mansion, driving the latest cars, traveling with all the things, girl. Why would you be upset about that? Like the truth hurts. That's all I could get from it. Like the meanest thing that I've said about her was that she was a coon. And the language around it was basically like things she said. Even she said it on the interview the other day. She don't show up unless she getting a check. Love them with a check. And she had celebrity because she used her sexual her exoticness and her sexuality to create a presence for her, because a lot of men knew her from porn, and so that audience came, when they saw her on the internet, and they was like, oh wow, she talking, we could sit here and look at her, and when she first got on the internet, she ain't never been shy about giving you on porn star cleavage. She's never been shy about wearing things that hug her and having her lips really, really pronounced and glossed up and greasy and giving you all type of boobage. Just having her titties out in every video. So it's really really, really like a visual feast for tranny chasers. She's a visual feast for a tranny chaser. She's like, I'm gonna give her that. She's a visual feast. She is Thanksgiving dinner and Christmas together for a chaser. That's a spread. That's a lot to behold. And she gonna set it up for you. She gonna put them girls on the tray. And she gonna gloss up them lips. Them lips gonna look extra greasy, like they ready to suck the core out of apple. Then she gonna have them girls pulling. So, she used her sensuality and her siren gifts to get the DL Whispers, to get all of them to come look. And then a lot of the LGBT community was hate watching, because they was like, look at this prostitute, look at this sex worker, like. Then some of the girls was sex workers, and it was like, oh, finally representation. And then some of the females was, look at that, that's a man. Can you believe that? A man looked like that. So and because she never shied away from her past being a porn star, she the advantage that she has over a lot of girls is if you could master porn in the way that T.S. Madison mastered porn, like she became completely comfortable with her body. Like you could say whatever you want to say about her body, but she's completely comfortable with her body because she did porn for years. So she became completely comfortable with her body. And so she has that advantage over a lot of people because she's so comfortable with her body and she knows how to use her body because of her background. Like she don't like to talk about it a lot now, but her background is what actually helped her to excel the way that she has. She's always been able to make herself an odyssey. She's always been able to make herself a visual feast for people. And some people are looking upon her with lust, other people are looking at her with confusion, and other people are looking at her with disgust. But everybody is looking. Lust, disgust, and confusion. But everybody is looking. I see you looking. Like Jaguar Everboy said. I see you looking. Everybody looking. So she's been able to capitalize off of that. And because she's been able to capitalize off of that, she tells the community, hey, I'm a visual feast. I'm a visual feast. I'm a visual feast. And I need you to pay me so I can continue to feast. Ashe. Everyone does a cha-cha slide here and there. Exactly. Everyone give a little cha-cha slide. So, girl, why would you be mad because I called you a coon, girl? I'm just saying that you excelled at it. I'm just saying that you are coon excellence. We all coon, but everybody is not cooning to your standard. It's oh coon, coon excellent, coon excellent, coon excellence, coon excellence. Is her name. Ooh, oh, coon, cooning excellence. Let me stop. Coon excellence. Coon excellence. Coon excellence. Coon. Let me stop. Let me stop. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No. Medicine operator, get my baby on the line. Cause just the other night we had a horrible fight. I admit that I was I said some things like a troll, but I still love that Maddie. I don't know about with my body and soul, girl. I ain't gonna give you that much. Oh, the road gets rough. I said things I shouldn't have said. I never meant to drag Maddie that way. I apologize. I never meant to drag Maddie that way. All I said was school excellence, girl. It is not that mean, girl. I just say you cool at a standard. You coon at a standard. Okay, we're getting ready to do the close out. She got everyone angry, confused, and ordered. Okay. Girl, baby is cackling in the conversation. Baby said, LOL, I cannot. You liked it, that cool excellence, huh? Cool excellence. Good. Let me stop. Hey, yo, I'm about. Okay, so we're getting ready to do the close out song. Um, we're getting ready to do the close out. We're gonna do Laylam Layla Nation. We're gonna shift the energy up a little bit. Let's get serious again, y'all. Child, y'all know when I'm fasting and I'm not. Y'all gonna learn that I'm goofy or sober. Like I really am. Child, we was at a dinner the other night. My sister invited me to a dinner, and the chef came out and told us to come back Sunday because they have bottomless mimosas on Sunday. And child, my goofy ass said, so did he say he a bottom for a mimosa? Child, when I tell you everybody was cackling, which I had everybody tee here, and I said, did he say he was gonna bottom for a mimosa? Baby, when I tell you they were screaming at their table. Let me see if this candle got anything in it. It's not nothing left in it. Bitch, he said he was gonna bottom for a mimosa. My God is God on today. I said that man was going to bottom for a mimosa. So, I'm definitely going to get goofier. It's like, I'm trying to see where my little regular white candle is. Okay, well, I have to pray multiple times a day, so a candle will get lit. Y'all may not see it, y'all may not witness it, but a candle will get lit. Let's shift into our closing song for today. And everything that I was saying today, even though it's my truth, I think that one of the things that I find to be an obstacle in the trans community is because so many of us are trying to establish ourselves in this halfling reality is that we are so embarrassed about critique, we're so embarrassed about being called out, we're so embarrassed about being made fun of by our own because it hits different. And child, if you got me, you got me. I'm going to laugh about it myself. It might sting at first because the truth does hurt, even me, But I want to be, and I strive to be the type of person that can receive truth, like I said, we all have to do a hop, shuffle step until we can get this reality to change, till we can get this reality to shift. I have to do a little hop shuffle stuff every now and then too. But that's like I say, I acknowledge my masculine, but I rest in my femme. I acknowledge this patriarchy and white supremacy and colonialism, which means I have to do a little hop shuffle step every now and then. But I rest in the potential. I rest in what we could be. That's what it means when I say I acknowledge my masculine, but I rest in my femme. That's what that means. A lot of y'all think resting in your femme means wigs and makeup and physical transition. Because y'all see womanhood as a costume and cosplay. When I say I acknowledge my masculine, that means I acknowledge white supremacy. I acknowledge colonialism. I acknowledge patriarchy. I acknowledge these systems and institutions. But that's not where I rest at. That's not where my peace is. That's not where I'm setting my intentions. To be clear,
I am the bank. I am the bank. I am the resource. I am the resource. I am the storehouse. I am the bailout. Yeah. I am the bank. I am the bank. I am the resource. I am the storehouse. I am the bailout. I am the bailout. Oh yeah. I am the bank. I am the bank. I am the resource. I am the storehouse. I am the bailout. I am the bailout. I am my doctor, I am my healer. Set my intentions and then deliver. I am my sustenance, self-full dinner. I am a gift, I am a winner. I am the bank, I am the bank, I am the resource. I am the soul, I am the bailout. I am the bank, I am the resource. I am the storehouse. I receive it. I will it. I decree it.
hey, yes, yes, yes. Yes. Oh, wait a minute. I want to hear. Let me play this right here, and then I'm gonna play Layla Nation. Oh no, that's not it. I'm not ready for that. Oh, wait, hold on. I want to hear this first. You are my will, lost, alone, no silence, angry, scared, fear turns to violence, rage praised at a young age, a trap to lock me in a cage. Crossroad or dead end. Can I turn the page? They say some come into your life, and from them you need to heal. Others come into your life, and an emptiness they feel. In this life, most value money, the stuff that pays the bills. But what would any of this mean if we did not have the will? You are my reason, helping me cope, a part of the vision that gives me hope. No stranger to struggle, we bend, don't buckle. Some friction and scuffle when finding home in rubble. You found me in trouble and pulled me out on the double. They say some come into your life, and from them you need to heal. Others come into your life, and an emptiness they feel. In this life, most value money, the stuff that pays the bills. But what would any of this mean if we did not have the will? You are my reason, helping me cope, a part of the vision that gives me hope. So in those times when the world seems cold and hatred's acting cruel and bold, I remember now I'm whole. Because your presence brings meaning to my soul. Yeah. Helping me cope. You are the vision that gives me hope. You are my will. You are my will. Yes, 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 that's so healing. Yes, yes, you are my will. Baby, when I tell you, when you love community and you fall in love with just being a part of community, those words hit different. Like when you really, really become rooted in community, you understand that connections are everything. You know, so I'm gonna do Heaven on Earth, and then I'm gonna do Laylim Layla Nation, and then we're gonna close out with Laylim Layla Nation. Next time I want to do I Go Within, though. I need to practice that one though, because I haven't really been singing that one that much. Next time we're gonna do I Go Within, and we're gonna do the incantation. Shout out to Empathy. Empathy produced these. We wrote them together. Well, I wrote Will, but we co-wrote this one. All we know is that we love you. All we know is that we care. All we know is that you're always on our minds. And what we feel for you is true love divine. Yeah. You're the meaning to make us whole. The only one that can heal our soul. You wash away those tears when we cry. A love that sets us free. So Mother, Father, come please. All we know is that we love you. All we know is that we care. You're alone, you're always there. Even in those times of fear, you're always there. Yeah, 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 yeah. You're the remedy to make us whole. The only one that can heal our soul. You wash away those tears when we cry. A love that sets us free. So Mother, Father, come please. Father, come please. 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 So Mother, Father, come please. 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 Hey. Hey, my Father complete. Okay, and this is the closing song for today. Written by Kevin Wendell for practice. Thank you so much, Kevin Wendell, for all your contributions to the growth of this practice. I'm so grateful to have your support. Kevin Wendell also wrote and arranged Soul Family for me. Well, he wrote the music. I wrote the words. I wrote the lyrics, the lyrics. But there's two parts of writing. There's music writing and there's lyric writing. So Kevin wrote the lyrics. Kevin wrote the words. Excuse me. Ooh. Kevin wrote the musical composition and the arrangement. Created the arrangement, and I wrote the lyrics. And he wrote this one by himself. He also created the music for Purple Questions, and I'm getting ready to do another song that I've been working on. I wanted to try to share it today. I'm gonna see if I could share it. I'm still working on it. As a matter of fact, let me try to see if I can share that now. Let me see if it'll let me have my screen open so I could show y'all the words, so I can read the words, because I'm still learning it right now. So let's see if I could play the words to this song, and then we'll do okay. I'm gonna try to see if I could. Yeah, we'll do that last. But this is another song that I'm working on, and I think because I'm going into the studio soon, and okay, so this song is still very fresh. I literally have only sung over it a couple of times, y'all. So let's have some grace here. Oh wait, hold on. There we go. Okay, that's the wrong song. Okay. Is there room? I need room. Make some room. Give me the grace to take some space to find my place. Heal this trauma, let go of the hate. Find my tribe and establish a base. We're mostly made of water, but they call us sons and daughters. But there's also in between our reality and dreams, the seen and unseen. Sex organs don't determine which way I'm gonna lean. Please understand, I'm still a part of the plan. I honor the ancestors, whether woman or man, erasing the line in the sand, as above, so below. Please give me room to grow, as within, so without. That's all I'm talking about. That's all I'm talking about. But is there room? I need room. Make some room. And give me the grace to take some space to find my place. Is there room? I need room. I'm both sun and moon, pink and the blue. Ogun motion, I need room, I need room. I'm both sun and moon, I'm the pink and blue. Ogun motion, I need room. I need. Give me the room. Yes, give me some room. Yes, yes. So that one is still a work in progress. That one is still a work in progress. But I really do like it. I like the intention behind it. I've never written a song that was solely like specifically meant to like expand the conversation about being non-binary. Like I've talked about wholeness a lot, but I've never intentionally made a song that centered non-binary people. And so the intention was different. Like I'm saying, I need the room to not exist within the binary. Like give literally scooch over binary. Like you ain't gotta stop being binary. You could continue to be her and he. You could continue to be that, but scooch on over. Like make room for me. Like I need some room to legit like just be whole. Like to be both of them. Like I need room for that. Can we hold space for that? I don't want to be a butch queen. I don't want to be a stud. I want to I want to embody both, and I want you to give me the room to do that. Amen and woman. I am the sun and the moon, the pink and the blue, Ogun and Oshun. I need room. Okay, we're getting ready to close out today. I have enjoyed this live. Oh my goodness, we did 2 hours. Come on in, we did 2 hours. Hopefully we got some new subscribers today. Hopefully some people joined. Hopefully y'all subscribe. Hopefully y'all hit that subscribe button. Hopefully you found a safe space here on the platform. You are going to be seeing some shifts after the recommitment ceremony. It's going to be a shift in the type of content I'm going to post here. Things will probably be less just certain things will have to be like curated differently. But for right now, let's enjoy where we are. Let's see. Pass me not a jet. Hear my humble cry. Oh, eyes on others thou art calling. Do and when I'm calling on the ancestors, honey. But where is this song? Where's the Purple Nation song? Okay, I gotta go to my playlist, huh? It's not giving me. I gotta find. Okay, I'm ready for Purple Nation. Y'all bear with me. Bear with me. Some of y'all done made it to the home stretch, y'all. Stuck with me all the way through, and I want to thank y'all for that. We do not take that for granted, being here, committing to the process. And hopefully, one of y'all will be our newest practitioner, because we definitely have space for another person now. And, when you become a part of the practice, we pool our resources. So, like, if we get a grant, it's for all of us. If one of us get benefits, we all eating. We share everything. Like, this is a collective. We ain't sharing no sex partners because we ain't got none. We ain't having none. We ain't sharing no drugs because we ain't got none, boo. But food. If I cook for me, I'm cooking for you. Like if I eat, you gonna eat. If I got a new outfit, you gonna have a new outfit. If we do everything as a collective. So the next person to come and join. If I got a roof over my head, you got a roof over your head. Okay? If the collective have a roof, then you got a roof. If the collective don't have a roof, then we in the tent together. We in the tent together. If we get a call, we're gonna be in the vet. We're gonna be in that van together. Wherever, however the ministry showing up, because this is ministry work. This is ambassador work, and so we do have room for another member. To help to develop this. We do have capacity for another member. So we are setting intentions. We like having a trinity, and right now we are not a trinity. We are a trinity because Laylim Layler is the third entity. We are a trinity, but we do like to have at least three physical avatars, three physical beings that are walking in flesh, and so we do have capacity for another member, to be able to create space for another member. But that's why I'm being real intentional in these videos about telling y'all the values and what the expectations are. You will have to make the vows. You will have to be committed to the practice. Don't come up in here talking about you ain't know and talking about this is too much. That's why I'm being real clear on these lives talking about it. But we do have capacity for another person. We do have capacity to hold space for another person. But you need to be a person that is already disciplining yourself in order to be a good fit. You have to already be disciplining yourself. Don't come here all fell apart in a shambles, boo. Because we have to be honest about our capacity. You can't come here like we can help, but you may not be a good fit for a practitioner. You may not be a good fit for a practitioner. But you can't be completely, oh, I just came off a crack binge. Oh, I just came off a coke binge. I just came off a Tina binge. And I done had sex with 89 people and I'm a sex addict and I'm no tea, no shade. No tea, no shade. I have to be honest about my capacity and I have to be honest about Anadia's capacity. Because quiet as kept, she got less capacity than me. I be ready to let some people come around and she be like, and we both have to agree. And like, she low key got less capacity than me. She's younger, but she got less tolerance for shit than I do. Let's be clear. And it's so funny because I'm older. You would think I would be the shadiest one. Hell no. She be like, Oracle, I'ma keep it a buck. So now, like, we have to be honest about what we have capacity for. So you do have to be already disciplining yourself. You do have to be ready to commit to fasting, ready to commit to celibacy, ready to commit to maneuvering sober as much as you possibly can. Like, we do, like I said, we do make exceptions for pain management, but, try not to abuse that, but yeah, and even mental health, like if you are taking prescribed stuff, then we understand that too. But you have to be, you have to be in a space where you are ready to focus on building. If you have any anchor in your heart, if there's anywhere in your heart that feels like, oh, this is a cult, they're trying to brainwash me, this is the devil. If you're still in that place, like if you look at this as something that's wicked or something that's against, like if you're still processing out of the Christian religion and you think that this is gonna trigger that, or if you're in a place of I don't fuck with the church and I don't want nothing to do with anything that's churchy, this is also not for you, because I'm modeling this after a church. I'm modeling this after my roots, but it is more whole. It is not a space where you can't use curse words or you can't, express yourself. Like, you have to always be like pious and boring, and like you can have life, you can be fun, but you have to know how to balance it. You have to be working towards balancing that in a way that's sovereign and regal. Like, that is the intention of this practice. It's not you can't have fun. It's not that you can't be whole. It's not that you always got to be walking around with a stick in your behind. But you do have to be. You have to carry yourself in a certain way. It is an expectation. And it is modeled. It does mirror the church in a lot of ways. We pray. We cover our heads when we pray. We burn candles. You know, when I talk, I sound preachy sometimes because that's my roots. So if you are not a person that is comfortable with that, and you just looking for something that's totally different from, like, you don't want nothing to do with anything that's kind of like a religion, like you don't want anything that's rooted in Christianity or mirrors Christianity. Like, if you're in a space where you're just wounded by the church and you don't want anything that looks like that, you don't want anything that looks like, praise dancing, you don't want anything that looks like worship. Because understand, when I worship, I'm gonna say this for me as the elder practitioner. When I worship, I am worshiping the divine in me. I am worshiping the divine around me. I am worshiping the ancestors that guide me, that hold me, that keep me. I am worshiping all of it. I am not worshiping a sky daddy or worshiping one specific. I am worshiping everything that has held me and kept me, everything that animates me and is active in me, everything that keeps me. I'm honoring the divine again, in me, around me, above me, below me. I'm honoring it wherever it is. And so if you're not in alignment with that type of worship, with that type of praise, with that type of expression, if that makes you uncomfortable, then you probably should create something for yourself. Because this practice was founded out of a need to feel a connection to that experience that I had when I was growing up in church. Because church was a beautiful experience for me until I realized that they didn't respect women. Until I realized that gay people had to shrink themselves or hide. Until I realized that trans people had to assimilate and fit into binary roles. Until I realized that the mother was just going to get like a little paragraph in the whole conversation. When I realized that, I was like, oh, this not my spot. And so this is just a more whole experience. This is that, but more whole. This is, if you slip and say a cuss word, we're not going to be looking at you crazy, because all of that is a part of the divine. The divine created everything. Now, am I trying to stop cursing? Y'all see, I've done this video and I probably cursed 2 or 3 times in the whole video, and I've been talking for 2 hours. So I'm definitely working on minimizing it, and that's for me. But am I holding everybody to the same standard that I hold myself? No. I'm moving in an elder position. I'm the elder practitioner. I'm supposed to hold myself at a different standard. But in this practice, there will be more grace. There will be more space. There will be more freedom to express yourself. But there are certain things that have to be adhered to so that we can be telepathically linked and on the same frequency. That is why the dieting is important. That is why the fasting is important. We even have to moderate how we take the moans. Because the moans will affect you and have you around here whining and complaining and being rude and being mean. Like, everything has to be thoughtfully done so that we can work in harmony with each other. But that's That's my. I had went into another. I had went into another little speech. Okay, so where is Layla Nation? Okay, I wanna play Layla. I think I gotta put that in. Oh wait, hold on. That bitch don't went off again. Look and see, you know there go another curse word. Bluetooth. I told y'all it's a process. Okay, we're closing now. Thank you to everybody who came on. Thank you so much. We've been dancing around this fire too long, whispering secrets in our own sweet song. Let's take a sip, the night is ours to claim. Make a promise, only we can free. Monochrome nights, let's paint them with dreams. Hand in hand, let's chase the moonbeams. Time to surrender, let's not hesitate. In the quiet, our hearts resonate. Time to stop the game, love's calling us. In this moment, it's just the two of us, creating a world of our own design. Layla, Layla, where our souls intertwine. No more shadows, just pure light. Two souls merging, taking flight. In the echo of this silent vow, we'll create a world right here, right now. Every touch speaks volumes untold. In this story, let our love unfold. We'll build dreams brick by brick, and Layla, Layla, time will tick. Time to stop the game, love's calling us. In this moment, it's just the two of us, creating a world of our own design. Layla, Layla, where our souls intertwine. Ooh. Yes. I don't know why that song just moved me like that. Like, cause I could really like just see Layla emerging. Like every time I listen to that song, it really just gives me like, oh, I really just be there. Like I just really be caught up in that, just swept up in that. Just feeling, the spirit just really be gathering me for this Layla moment. Um, so I'm getting ready to close out. I want to thank y'all for these nine. I love this, the number nine. I love that it was nine thumbs up, divine nine. So I'm getting ready to wrap up this live. I love you all. Thank you all for coming on, for joining us today. Um, Laylim Layla Nation, Purple Ones.